Missed their last 6 shots. They scored on the opening possession, the three-pointer by Sean Marion. And Marbury blasting in. One of the ball to the basket. The Knicks are #1 in fouls committed per game. David Lee, 107 points per game. You think that would play right into the Suns' hands here tonight. Marion from Nash, and Marion powers to Phoenix Suns charities from AutoZone. Marbury defended by Raja Bell. That'll be the matchup to watch here tonight.
Deal, Tom, but I don't listen to your conversations. I got better things to do, pal.
7-point lead for New York, and there is the house. Crashing the offensive glass, but it's tipped out of there by Eddie Curry. Now it's David Lee giving it up. Somewhat surprised to see Quintel Woods checking in, the 24-year-old who was signed in early December as a free agent. Boris Diaw on to the U of A with Lute Olson and the Wildcats having a tremendous rookie season. It's Channing Frye now defensively on Nash. Pulls back, fires right in the mud. No AC said he couldn't put on his jersey because it would just be the Suns pay. Another rebound, though, by James Jones. And now it's Eddie House going deep for 3. Absolutely. They're Channing Frye to a young Tim Duncan. Channing Frye responded, it's a little lofty right now. Lofting it up, Nash. Knicks leading the Suns 27-23. Tom Leander back with Dan Marley and Suns president Brian Colangelo.
A lot of credit because Mike really pushed that along. We had heard a lot of different things about Eddie, but I must say that he's come in and done it.
In Miami, I hit the game-winning shot.
That's right.
It's a pretty big deal, Brian. I don't know if you know.
And you got free beer over at Marley's after the game.
That was every game.
Media pressure here in New York City. And the pressure from your head coach, Larry Brown. Jim Jackson, he is feeling it. Suns run back to a full 5-point advantage here for the Knicks. Sean Marion rising up and drills the cup. Unable to put it down, and here comes Marbury. Flip it over to David Lee.
The rookie taking the ball from Stephon Marbury, going baseline. First one-handed, back to 2, slams it down.
Mistimed that jump and just hung in the air for rebound number 8 here in the first half for Sean Marion. Nash, right in the face of Mo Taylor.
Caused the foul. That time Taylor's backed up. Nash just dropped the jumper on him.
Mo Taylor spins on Boris Diaw. Final minute 30 here of the first half. Suns head home after this one. 9 days on the road and down it. Be a long season.
Here Stephon comes off that pick and roll, gave a little ball and head fake to Sean Marion, was able to split.
Basically, he said, Stephon Marbury is miserable. How much longer? Their biggest lead up by 11. Nash now to Raja Bell, trying to end the Knicks' run and down 11. Team has been in disarray, but they are clicking here in the first half. Marbury for 3.
Come out yet, they've done it all trip.
Could be a road-weary Phoenix Suns team. They have given up 61 points here in the first half. Kevin
on the post defense in there to play and can't be sitting over on the bench.
Foul was whistled on Marbury. Boris Diaw open look, courtesy Steve.
Hey, Robinson, Antonio Davis, I thought that Thomas was going to foul him. Kurt did a good job of avoiding the contact, not wanting to pick up that 5th foul, and he ended up missing. Want to add David Lee after this game because the kid looks good.
Marbury drops the shoulder, bounces into him,
but this is Stephon Marbury's game, just putting that head down. And here it causes a contact. Looks like Boris straight up, and you're going to see again Stephon attacking and makes the contact here. Boris looked like he went straight up, and I think so.
And you know the footnote that has been following to defend Eddie Curry. Help from Marion. Marbury finds David Lee. When Mike D'Antoni first experimented with small ball, the small ball lineup, his team in Italy was really struggling. And so we went to a much smaller lineup. And
side that time, Boris Diaw helped on when Stephon Marbury got all the way to the paint. Beautiful block.
Kurt Thomas. Steve Nash hoping to be an all-star starter. Coming up here in about a month as Nash draws the foul.
Tough.
Wasn't that was the All-Star game in Phoenix too? They were stuffing the ballot box that year, didn't they? So to the line goes Steve Nash.
And as ugly as this game has been, Tom, you look at the scoreboard.
Here in the third quarter, along with Nash, Boris Diaw, Kurt Thomas, and Sean Marion. David Lee. Kind of a knuckleball up 13 times, the Suns 12. Kurt Thomas straight and sweet. 66.
That was my next.
Just to clarify. So they bring in the rookie Channing Frye. Fry, who had 5 points in the first half from the outside. Jamal Crawford.
Eddie House collapsed, leaving Jamal Crawford wide open.
Crawford now with 14. Nash setting up Kurt Thomas again.
That pass, thought he had Eddie House for a second, but thought better of it. Here, going off the pick and roll, Kurt wide open. The New York Knicks laid on
to anybody here in New York as Nash launches and connects the big shot. Absolutely for Steve Nash in the zone with.
Talk bad about Kurt Thomas, he'll beat you up. And this time, Stephon tries to go underneath the pick and roll, and Steve Nash.
Marbury. Roger Bell didn't bite on the head fake, stays right with them, and Marbury still drills as good a defense as you can get. And still Marbury able to pump it in, now has 19 points to go along with 8 assists against his former team. Nash, right.
If they can do it here tonight.
7:40 and counting here in the fourth. They put it in the hands of Marbury. He'll fire again, right on top of 8-point lead for New York. Do the Suns have the energy at the end of this 5-game road trip for another comeback? Airmail, Nash. The Knicks have been to the free throw line 24 times. So same story in the first meeting between these two teams. Suns went 40 minutes without shooting.
It just shows you a ref probably hasn't played a stick of basketball at all. I mean, because you just can't allow that to happen.
Nash sets up Boris Diaw.
And then Steve Nash to Boris Diaw.
In the lane defensively. Here comes Nash coming into this game. Nash missed only barely, now covered up by Eddie House. Wants to go to work on House. Diaw double team help. Marbury looking for a mate. It's David Lee open on the baseline. After the season, Suns have it. Down by 4. Nash spinning on Crawford, hangs in the air. Good look, good shot.
You see here Nash is attacking Crawford, spins into the lane and opposite foot right over the rim, and did a good job on the defensive end of keeping Stephon from getting to the basket, which we all know he wants to do. But Malik Rose earning some of that big contract. This time goes away from him, gets fouled there and puts it on the floor. One too many, but what a circus shot. Guard rotation, small lineup.
And we have a spades. Loose rebound. Grabbed there by Nash. Here come the Suns on the run. Lays it up. Marion.
Court by the Phoenix Suns. Steve Nash. No one better in open court. Throws it up. The Matrix. Suns up by 2. 24 seconds. Gonna look at this last transition. Steve Nash pushing it hard. Makes Stephon commit just enough. He can't get back. And Sean Marion dunks it home for the lead. And
Marbury, head down, sets up David Lee, hangs in the air, bucket and make it a 4-0 start.
Marbury getting in the middle, finds David Lee, who's been very aggressive, and another just missed that first one, but is able to get the rebound and nail it in, and Nash goes all the way to the hoop.
House again passing up on the J to Marion for 3. He now has 27. Back comes Eddie House, fills it up for 3. Suns 11 of 35, 3-point shooting. There's the lead by 4. 2 minutes to go in OT.
Nash drops it down in front of all his friends here in the Garden. Big time, Steve.
Eddie House and Nash.
Well, you live and die by the jumper. House stops on a dime. Huge, and then Nash off the pick and roll from Pat Burke. Robinson goes under. Nothing but the bottom of the net, and now the Suns are up.
Much like what happened in the game against Orlando when he was 0 of 7 from the field. James Jones buries
tough jumper. I mean, James has been struggling on this road trip except for the fourth period and overtimes, and there just caught it and jumped.
We're enjoying this one. First game of 2006 for the Phoenix Suns, and it's gone into a double overtime affair. Marbury looks interested again, drops the shoulder on Burke, and Pat Burke is fouled out.
Side and reach in, try to get the hand on the ball, and Marbury reached in and got some of the arm as Stephon finally.
3 times. What is left in these weary legs for Phoenix? Marion rising up, and Knicks by 2 in overtime. Nash over to Eddie House from the outside, pumps it in. 15 rebounds. They've also got 20 points and 13 boards from their rookie David Lee. Tracking Marion, floats it up, floats it in. With 16, Eddie House 14 off the bench. Nowhere to go for Marbury, and now it's David Lee. And Pat Burke
taking the ball to the basket. See Stephon take Sean to the middle. Nowhere to go, finds the rookie. He just jumps into the fray, and Pat Burke picked
133-129. Marion rolls and goes. Curry looked like a heavyweight boxer, KO'd his opponent. And to the line will go Stephon Marbury. 28 points. This is where, like in hockey, where you get partial credit for at least a tie or a point. Suns ought to receive some sort of credit.
Off their effort here tonight. Looked early like they weren't going to get it done, but fought the whole time.
Now by 9. Jim Jackson's Suns could use it and get it. That was a no Spurs. Back with our player of the game and Suns Report coming up next.